And of course we finally got to Oslo, and my father's friend was British consul in Oslo, you see. So we had said to my father before we went that we would go and visit him. So when we got into Oslo, we thought we'd ask the way to the consular, or the consul's office, whatever they call it. And we asked this gentleman going along the road if he knew the way to the British consul's office. Oh, he said yes, but it's very, very difficult. He said, I think I'd better come with you to show you the way. Well, there was no room in the car because the car was full up with luggage and tents and goodness knows what else. But in those days they had a running board, you know, went along the side of the car. So this, in his bowler hat with his briefcase under his arm, he stood on the running board and we went through Oslo. He directing us all through the traffic. Mind you, there wasn't so much traffic in those days as there is now, but still, there was enough. And he took, and then when we finally got there, he gave us his card, and he said, while you're in Oslo, if there's anything else you want to, at all, just ring me up.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. And of course, when we got there to the consul's office, we went up in this funny, it wasn't like a lift, it was like a box that came up through the floor, no door on it or anything in the front of it. These little, like coffins they were, coming up through the floor, and they didn't stop, you just had to step on them.
Oh gosh.
You stepped on the box and up you went, you see, and then when you got to the floor you wanted, you stepped off. It didn't stop at all. Mind you, it wasn't going very quickly, but it was moving all the time. Because we got up to the consul's office, he was away on holiday.
After all that.
After all that. So when we were coming down, we're going to come down, I said to my friend, wonder what would happen if you didn't get off, because at the ground floor. So she said, I don't know, she said, I'm not going to risk it. So I said, I am. And so they all got off when they got to the ground, because you weren't in together, you each in your own little coffin, you see. Yeah. And so when mine reached the ground floor, I kept my fingers crossed, and I went out. And it was ever so interesting actually, because you got down to the bottom, and then it moved sideways, and all these great big wheels and all the engineering bits were all down there, and you moved sideways, and then you went up into another hole.
It was probably one of the first elevators. I don't know.
Oh, I think it must have been. It was very ancient, whatever it was. Yeah. I've never seen one like it before or since. No.
So it was a good holiday. How old would you have been then?
I'd been about 20, I suppose. 19 or 20, I suppose.
And you went on Mediterranean cruises as well?
Oh, we went on several Mediterranean cruises.
Who's we? Same
well,
people?
the same people. I used to go to the same people every year. And where did we go? I can't remember the first. I know we went to Portugal, and we were supposed to have gone to Spain on one occasion, but the Spanish War was on. But that was sort of later on. But we did go to Spain earlier. We went to Barcelona. Oh, I know what it was that had happened there when we were in Spain. We went out to what they call Montserrat. It was a monastery on the top of a mountain. Well, I think the mountain was called Montserrat actually, but there's a monastery on the top. And there again, we went up in a chairlift. But no, it wasn't a chairlift. It was I think they call it a funicular, don't they? The one where it goes up. There's a lot of people in the same thing. And we got to the top, and we went to the monastery, had a look round, and then we looked at the sky and thought it looked a bit black. We'd better get back and get down to Earth again. It was a long way up. People looked like little ants walking around down below. And so we got back to this funicular thing and got into it, and we started going down, and then the storm started, a thunderstorm, lightning, and the thing stopped, and we were swinging in midair, and we had a guide with us, and he looked a bit green round the gills, and we said to him, well, you know, is there any danger of us falling? Well, he said, no, I don't think there's much danger of us falling. But he said the last people were stuck up for 24 hours.
No.
And they missed their boat.
Oh dear.
So anyhow, we were up there, I suppose, for about half an hour. And then it was wonderful, really, because the lightning was all round us and a thunderstorm.
Were you worried about being struck by lightning?
I don't think it particularly worries. But one of the party, one young chap in the party kept saying, "Oh, if only my Auntie Gladys could see me now."
Oh.
Yeah. And then we went. That was at Barcelona too. We were taken to a nightclub. This guide we had, he was taking us all over the place. You see, so one time they took us to a fun fair thing. You know, we went on to Big Dipper, and it was wonderful. It was at night. And that was above Barcelona. You could see all the lights of Barcelona, and then you went down this Big Dipper with all the lights below. It was lovely. And then I think it was the next night he took us to a nightclub, and there were all these girls going round. In fact, up till a few years ago, I had bought a little velvet sailor from one of these girls. And they kept coming round, and you know, it was a bit funny. And somebody said to me, "Well, you know, they're all men, don't you?"
Oh,
yeah.
Gosh.
All these girls who were going round. Well, so-called, supposed to be girls, all dressed up they were. And apparently everybody in the play, they're all men.
Really?
So, I don't know whether he did that as a joke or what.
Oh, look at you.
And then we went to Tangier, and was it in Tangier? Oh, I can't remember. Somewhere, I don't think it was Tangier, somewhere else we went. Anyhow, we went out to another monastery. No, the Sultan's Palace. The Sultan's Palace, that's right. And that was at Rabat. And we were sort of going all in this palace, and we saw the harem there. That they told us it was a harem. So we said, "Can we go in?" So they said, "Well, the men can't go in." He said, "The ladies can go in. They can go in, but they won't let you out again."
Oh, no.
And that's right. That was the place where the Arab took a shine to me. He wouldn't leave go of me. He followed me everywhere. In fact, there should be a photograph among all my old photographs of him with his arm round me, and he wouldn't. He said he was coming back to England to marry me.
Oh.
And then when we got in the car, he got on the running board. Oh dear.